Hey, hi, hello, it's Kate. So today I'm going to show you my home office and how it is set up to help me and my brain and my way of thinking, and why this works so much better for me than working in an office setting and asking for accommodations, and what the things in my office and how things work with my brain help me get my job done better. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse the camera so that I can take you around my office and my house in general, because when you work from home, your whole home happens to be your office sometimes. And we're gonna go from there. Okay, thanks. Okay, so here's my beautiful office. So the first thing that you'll probably notice is the lights. This is a newer addition to my room. Bought them a couple weeks ago. I used to just like alternate between the overhead light and the like opening the curtains. And I really, really like working with natural light. And so if the light outside is decent enough, I will go ahead and open up the curtains. But like my problem right now is with winter, the tree that is right outside here is bare. And so the light is coming down straight into my face because this is directly in front of where I sit. And I was getting a lot of like, not blurs, can't think of the word right now. But yeah, it was too bright on my screens. It was hard to see. And the overhead light, even though, it's at home and it's much better than like fluorescent lighting or whatever, it's still pretty bright. So, I really like the changing colors. And then the changing colors also help with my stimulation. I can just kind of like stare at them for a little bit and it kind of helps me calm down, and it's very peaceful. So yeah, lighting is a huge, huge thing for me. So then my desk setup in general, I'm going to go ahead and turn this just for a little bit so you can see this. So I do have 3 monitors. One is my laptop. Then I have a monitor that my work sent me, and then a third monitor that I happen to have on hand. Everyone else at my job works off 2 monitors, the laptop and the work provided one. I don't know how they do it. Even with 3, I have so much going on that I would love to have more. I just don't have space. Like, that's already a huge desk, and I just don't have space for another monitor on it. But again, like if I was at a or if I was at an office, if I had to guess, I'd probably have about half of the space that I have for my desk, and I'd be limited to the 2 monitors, and I feel like it would kind of suck. The other thing about my desk is it is an electric desk. So if I press this button here, it's going to get caught. Hang on. If I press that button, then it raises and it becomes a standing desk, which is really great for me. I'm around a little bit and probably just kind of set it on the ground so you can see my feet and see what I mean. So like when I'm working, there's a cat. I'm so sorry. That's my life. But yeah, when I'm working, I will just kind of like rock back and forth like this. Or I'll just like stand here and do like this weird little bounce thing. Like if I'm standing and working, my legs are always moving. It just is. It helps me think. It keeps me entertained. Honestly, like it's good for you more healthy wise because you're moving. Okay, so then the next thing is obviously this TV screen over here. So no, it is not connected to my work. I guess I probably could and have a 4th screen that way, but it's really set off to the side. I listen to music off of this. I hook up my Spotify to it, or I will watch TV with it. And most of the time, I am not paying any attention to what is actually on the screen. It is simply background noise, and it is beautiful. And like I've been in jobs before where I could have like music in as long as it wasn't on the work devices, so had to go through my phone and nobody else could hear it, so it had to be in an earbud. And it had like I still had to be able to hear my coworkers. I still had to be able to answer the phone, which like kind of sucks when you're wearing earbuds because like then if you have to have one in, one out, a lot of times like you won't necessarily hear the music. A lot of times like the music's not doing what it needs to for me. So like, here I don't have to have earbuds in. I can just listen. And like I still hear a phone ring because it goes through my computer. It like pops up, hey, phone call. And then I can just like press a single button on my remote to pause whatever I'm listening to and answer the phone and then go back to the music. So yeah, music or TV, great thing. I also have over there is like my tablet, and you'll see like my flute. I don't mess with my flute while I'm working. I rarely mess with my flute at all. Okay, so that little like pile there's a whole bunch of like paperwork and extra crap down there, but the blue and gray thing on top, that is my heated blanket because I get cold. And again, like that's something that I probably could have in an office, but I also feel like it would be really frowned upon because like I've been in offices before where they're like, don't overload your electrical strip or make sure that things are unplugged if not in use, blah, blah, blah. And then like, where do I store it? Do I have to put it in my car and bring it home every night? Like, it'd be such a hassle to actually have a blanket. And like one of the other jobs that I was at, like they made fun of a person that used to work there because she was always cold and she would wear like a scarf and mittens and a hat while she's working because she was so dang cold. And I'm like, okay, if you're gonna make fun of somebody who's no longer here because they're cold, I don't want that for me. So yeah. And a lot of this is stuff that I don't necessarily use while I'm working. So like my filing cabinet, some artsy things. There is my calendar for last year. This was mostly just so that I could view the dates. A lot of what I work with is like telling people what day something is due, or what day they can expect something. So if I can just like look over real quickly and be like, oh, cool, payday is December 22nd, we're Gucci. Obviously I have a calendar on my desk. This is my 2024 calendar. That's not yet perfect. It does have a lot of things in it, but I do keep a calendar on my desk as well. Let's actually come look at my desk. Okay, so I have fidgets. These are not my favorite fidgets. These are kind of my leftover fidgets. My two favorite ones are currently at my regular desk, not my work desk. I do love the fidget cube though, so that one kind of stays at. This is okay to play with. These are fun. They're like little magnetic spinner thingies, but I don't know, they don't hold my attention as much as literally just sitting here and doing this over and over and over. But yeah, I've got my fidgets. I've got coasters. I've got playing cards. I've got knitting stuff. I have a eyeglass wipe thing. I have the jewelry. This remote is for my lighting system, but I also have a remote control on my phone, which I like to use more. That remote is for my TV. Pens, pencils, highlighters, all of that stuff. This is water for painting. Get to that. Stickers for calendars. My work notebook. Yeah, so that's my desk. Okay, so then we've got my dog crate. Yes, my little dog, his crate is in here. As you'll see, I also have a blanket and another blanket, and under that blanket is the dog's bed, because my dogs stay in here with me. And that is something that's been a really, really big help for me is my pets with me. Um, One of my previous jobs, I had gone in to my doctor and I had gotten accommodation requests. This was when my diagnosis was mild anxiety and moderate to severe depression. Um, and in addition to those mental conditions, I also have what is called Legg-Calvé-Perthes disease. I've had, I think my mom said 13 surgeries on my hip. I've gone through tons and tons and tons of physical therapy. Um, my leg is shorter than my other leg because of this. Hello, cat. Um, and so like, and my leg is really, really unstable. Like I trip a lot. It's just not a great situation to be in. So I had originally gotten a puppy to raise as a service dog, and he was helping with some mental things. Like, honestly, I know that a lot of people get really down on the idea of like emotional support animals, but animals help so much. I don't know if y'all realize this, but animals are a freaking godsend, aren't you? Yes, you are. Um, so like he was definitely helping with mental things. I had to wait until he was full grown to start doing some of the weight bearing things. Like, one of the things was he was going to be trained to like just stand still and be support while I get up if I was ever on the ground for some reason, mostly like due to falling. Excuse me. Um, but like he he was potty trained really quickly. He was just a great dog. He was very well behaved. Um, so I took the letter of accommodations from my doctor to my supervisor. And, one of the things was allow the service dog to be there to support her in these ways, and it was listed out. Um, but like it was a fight. Like they gave in and they gave me a stand-up desk converter. Not a nice desk like mine, but one of those like plastic desk things that sits on top of your desk. Um, they allowed me to wear tennis shoes because that was one of the big things, but it had to be black tennis shoes, which kind of sucked because I didn't have black tennis shoes at the time, and so I had to go out and buy shoes specifically for work. Um, because like I have a lift that goes in my shoe and it doesn't work well in dress shoes, does not work at all in sandals, and I really shouldn't wear heels. Um, I had put on the accommodation thing that I needed permission to go to doctor's appointments and not have it be counted against me when it counts towards like attendance. Because, it's one thing to have sick leave and use it. It's another thing to use all of your time off because you have so many doctor's appointments and your work finally being like, no, you've been gone too much, despite it only being like 2 hours gone, and I'm gone for a doctor's appointment, and then I come back to work and I get all my work done. I've seen people terminated for being absent because they have medical conditions. So I wrote that in there. But yeah, they declined the service dog. I fought it. I ended up getting permission to bring him to the office. We were there for about a month, and then they let me go, basically saying I was no longer a right fit for the company. And it really comes down to I pushed to get my accommodations. And they were like, well, we allowed your accommodations, but we could tell that you didn't really want to be here. You weren't happy. I'm like, of course I'm not freaking happy. I had to jump through all these hurdles to have my freaking dog with me. Unfortunately, that dog is no longer with us. Part of the downsides of having a very large dog is they are more prone to heart conditions, and he did have a heart condition. It was not a good situation. Um, but I do have two other dogs. I have a little dog, a Min Pin Chihuahua, and I have a big dog, medium-sized dog, I guess, a Boxer Pit Mix, and then I've got this little cutie right here. But yeah, they help with my mental health so much. So even though I don't have the benefits of having a service dog, I still have the benefits of being at home with my pets, being able to just have the extra love and support of an animal. Like, their unconditional love is so great. If I'm having a bad day, my big dog will literally just come up beside me and put his head on my knee, like, hey, mom, it's fine. And that is really, really powerful sometimes. So, yeah, pets are a huge thing. I am so blessed to have my pets at home. So, we're going to go on to the tour of my room. Excuse me. Okay, so the mess of my corner. So I do have a keyboard over there. I have a guitar over there. And then I have 3 stacks of books that need to go to donations. I might do that today since I'm off work. Books and stuffies. Again, I don't really mess with these much when I'm at work. Every once in a while, I will grab a stuffy and I will play with it. I will squeeze it, whatever, if I need to. I do like when I'm talking to one of my coworkers that we hang out a lot, if something kind of like sparks my memory and it's book related, I will like run over to my bookshelf and be like, oh my gosh, so this thing is in this book, you need to read this. Because we're both really, really big readers. Okay, up, babe. Sorry, I had to get the cat off me. Okay, my ukulele. I play this all the time. I don't know if I would call it a stimming thing or what, but like, I will literally just pick it up and play the same few chords over and over and over again, set it down, go back to work. It's great. My rocking chair right now, it's just kind of my throw all place. Like, I'll put hoodies there. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But it is nice to just sit and rock sometimes. Again, I feel like that's kind of a stimmy thingy. A guitar, my comfy chair. This is usually where the animals are sitting. Every once in a while I do sit in it, like especially if it's a slower day, I've gotten most of my work done and I'm just kind of like chilling, I will sit in my comfy chair. My crafts. Again, I don't really mess with these during work because it's kind of hard to paint while you're working. But it is nice to have my crafts right here. Workout stuff, every once in a while, I will just work out while I am working. I will grab a dumbbell, and if I'm sitting on the phone, I will do some lat raises or whatever. During a break, I might pull my yoga mat out and just kind of like rest for a second. So it is wonderful. And then obviously my 2024 calendar is up. My ukulele chord chart is here. And this is my room. Okay. Come on, babe. Out. Out. Okay. So then the other thing is like working from home. I have my bedroom. My bedroom is right here, right outside my office. If things are rough, I can just be like, look, guys, I'm taking an early lunch and I will go take an hour-long nap. It's beautiful. In here, this is my hall closet where I keep like makeup and medicines and jewelries and all this type of stuff. But again, like if I'm not feeling well, I can just run to my hall closet and grab medicine. I don't have to run home. I don't have to run to a store. Like, as long as I have it on hand, I can just use my medicine. My bathroom's in here. Again, I can just go to the bathroom. I don't have to wait for somebody else to get out of the bathroom. I don't have to walk a long distance to get to the bathroom. Bathroom anxiety is a really big thing. And I've never been one that struggles to like use a bathroom in public, because if I've got to pee, I've got to pee. I'm just going to be honest with you. But to not have worries, to not be like, oh, am I being too loud while I'm having these bodily functions? Or to like literally not be sitting there at your desk watching to see, okay, is the bathroom open? Is somebody coming out soon? Or, oh my goodness, they've been in there for so long, I really have to pee. Like, no, I don't have to do that. It's great. So great. So then the other thing, here is my living room. Beautiful thing here, right? Yeah, okay. So like here is my work desk or my home desk. Again, I can take a break and come in here and unwind from work. So if things are stressful, finish up a phone call that's not going well or whatever, I can be like, okay, guys, I need a quick 10-minute break to just get rid of the thoughts in my head. I'm going to be back in 10 minutes, and I can come in here and I can go play a game for 10 minutes, or I can scroll Facebook, whatever. These are my two fidgets that I really love. This thing, I don't know why, but this thing is so great. And then like right now my dogs are outside, so like taking them outside is a huge thing. One of the other great things about working from home and having both autism and ADHD is my kitchen is usually a mess. There's a ton of dishes to be done, but again, I can do them during work. I can take a 10-minute break and come do the dishes, or I can do the dishes during lunch, or I can cook. Wednesday, I took a lunch at noon and I cooked my dinner and put it, like I had to cook the beef and then put it in a crock pot. So then when I got off work, my dinner's already done because I took 10 minutes to cook some beef during the day. Like, working from home changed my life and changed how my brain functions, changed everything. It's fantastic. So yeah, I would recommend to anybody that is struggling with work, if it's because of things that would change if you're working from home, address it. Like, do you have work from home options? Is your job something you can do from home? Obviously, like I work with payroll. So like people send their timesheets to me, I key them in a database and pay it out. Like, it's not something I have to be in an office for at all. I got hired on as the first remote employee in my department. And then a few other people were hired on remotely. And then at the beginning of this year, they were talking about closing the second office. So there's two offices. And then they finally did close it in August. So half of my team, including my direct supervisor and our department director, are work from home permanently because they closed the entire office. There's not an option for them to go anywhere. So like our job is very work from home capable, but then like the people we work with, so like we do payroll for nurses, obviously they're nurses. They can't work from home. They're saving people's lives half the time. So like I would recommend trying to work from home if that is something that is capable for your job, and if your struggles are something that would be mediated by working from home. If your company doesn't allow work from home, you may have to try and get an accommodation request for it. And the way that I've seen those work, so accommodation requests, you do not have to list what the condition is that you are asking for a request for. So like, mine is like the request that I had was because of anxiety and depression. But my supervisor, or not my supervisor, my doctor didn't put on there due to anxiety needs XYZ. No, it was would function better in a work from home environment. If work from home is not possible, would need their own office or needs to be in a corner of the office where people are not coming up behind her. Because that is one of my really big triggers, is somebody literally just like walking up behind me and either not saying something to me and then me getting startled when I realize they're there, them like looking over my shoulder, like, no, none of that. So like putting on there like your top thing and then other things that might work can be helpful. Cause like, in that environment, they ended up giving me work from home. I think it was 2 days a week I could work from home. 3 days a week I needed to be at the office or something. It was stupid. They were mostly just like not wanting to do it. But they also said like, we can't change your desk. You can't have an office, blah, blah, blah. So like they had to do something, which is where like the compromise of partially working from home came in. But that's the thing, like with the accommodation requests is like, you can put your request in. They have the right to say no if it's something that they literally cannot do, or if it will cost them money and it's not in the budget, but they have to give you alternatives. You can come up with the alternatives. If they don't, like, that's fine. It's going to be a struggle. I will tell you that. Like, accommodation requests are not simple things. But like specifically for work from home, if it's something that you think you need and it's possible with your job, freaking ask for it. It has been literally life-changing for me. So that is my little video for today. Just kind of showing off my office and how things work. And how I keep sane working in this world. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I do apologize for all the coughing. I am still getting over the sickness that I got at the beginning of the month. And like talking and moving around still makes me cough a lot. So I'm trying. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. So again, thank you so much. This is Kate with Authentically Kate signing off. Thanks.